So I've got a very small collection of physical games, but I've got 2, 3, and maybe possibly soon to be 4 copies of the same game. What is going on? Owning multiple copies of the same game, is it bonkers or is it justified? That's what we're going to talk about in this video today. Here's my small collection of PlayStation games at the moment. I did sell off 80 to 90% of my collection a few months ago. I'm kind of in a bit of a rebuild at the moment. But despite the fact that my collection's fairly small, especially compared to other people's, I do have some duplicate copies of the same game. So I'll grab some examples from here and then we'll talk about it. I've also got FIFA 98 on the PS1 running in the background. I'm recording like 2 or 3 videos back to back, so that's from the last one. Okay, so we'll go over my duplicate copies first and then we'll talk about it. So I have 3 copies of MGS2. So I've got the Japanese one here, just because I like the artwork, the original Sons of Liberty, and I have it here on the Master Collection on PS5. I have Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid Special Missions, the Twin Snakes for GameCube, and I also have first one on the Master Collection, so I've got 3 copies of MGS1. Again, I've got Snake Eater, and I've got it on here on the Master Collection, and I also want to get Subsistence and Delta, the recent remake. So when I do, I'll have 4 copies of Snake Eater at some point, and then just the GTA games. So I've got the original PS2 trilogy here, 3 Vice City and San Andreas, and then I've got the definitive edition here. So I've got 2 copies of these as well. I've also got a digital copy of Rayman. It got re-released for the PlayStation, so I just bought the digital online copy as well. So just looking ahead, why do I have 3 copies of Metal Gear Solid? One, just an example. Well, I really want the original, and I've got the special missions here as well. This is something that's so nice just to have, very nostalgic to have, and it's great to have on display. I wouldn't want to be without this. If I'd sold all the other games, I would keep this one. And I've got Twin Snakes just because it is a remake. This came out in 2004. The voice acting got redone, the different music, and the animations in the cutscenes are different as well. So there are enough differences, I think, to justify having a second copy of this. And I bought where has it gone? The Master Collection here, just because it's really nice to be able to play them on a PS5. And also you can get the Platinum Trophies this way as well. And Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are ports of the HD collection, which came out for PS3, which I never previously owned. So that's why I have those. The reason I got this one, just because I just saw it in a game shop. I really like the artwork. And sometimes David Hayter and Quinton Flynn, the voice actors for Solid Snake and Raiden, sometimes do the Comic-Cons. They do so I would love one day, if possible, I can get this signed by them on the front, and that's just my display only copy, but that might never happen. But I think it was like £5 or £6, and I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll buy it just for that. So that's why I've got that. And then the GTA games, obviously I've got the original 3 here. And then I've got the definitive editions here. Again, they are kind of remakes. These were absolutely appalling when they first got released. They were so just damaged and broken. But they have been fixed, and I really enjoy playing these versions now. So yeah, thank goodness for patches and updates. So I hope in a kind of rough nutshell that kind of explains the duplicate copies I've got so far and why I've done it. But then I've got these 3 games here. Well, 3, technically 7 games. But so I've got Spyro Trilogy, Crash Trilogy, and Broken Sword Reforged on the PS5. So, because I've already got copies of these, do I buy the original PS1 games, or should I just focus on other games instead? That's kind of one of the conundrums I've been having. So I think what I will do for the time being is I will focus on other games, since I can already play them here. But maybe in the future I'll pick up the originals just to have as part of the collection. Or if I just get really lucky and stumble upon them for like an absolute bargain, then I'll pick them up that way as well. But yeah, I also do have Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered. I wish I had the physical copy of that. I don't. I only have the digital copy. The reason I only have the digital copy is because it was released digitally first, and there was no news or confirmation whether there was going to be a physical copy of it. So I bought the digital version, and obviously doing that, I pre-ordered it and got to play it upon the launch. But yeah, then several months later, they released news that they're going to have a physical copy of it, which, yeah. And I was debating with that. I was like, should I buy it? But if I buy it, it will literally just be sat on my shelf when I can just play it. So, and it's the same again. I would like the Tomb Raider PS1 games. I did have them at one point, but I would like to re-get them just because I think just for display they look awesome, and it's nice to sometimes go back and play the originals on the original hardware, because why not? But again, I've got other games to buy. I can play them on my PS5, but unless I come across them for an absolute bargain, I will hold off on those for now. I did do a YouTube short about this. I spoke specifically about Metal Gear Solid 3, how I might eventually have 4 copies of the same game. And I did get quite a good response from that, and I had a few people comment saying, I'll put them up on the screen if I remember, that they also did the same thing, not just for that game, but for other games as well. So that made me feel a bit reassured and better, because I was like, why do I want to own 4 copies of the same game? Like, it just felt a bit bonkers at that time, and so that's why I put out that video. And to have other people get back and say, no, I do the same as well, I've seen no problem at all, then I'm like, you know what, that's fine, I'll crack on. But yeah, first and foremost going forward, I'm looking to grow my PS1 and PS2 collection, slowly but surely, because I'm on a tight budget. So I'll be looking to buy other games that I don't have access to at all, but in future, I may pick up duplicates of the copies that I've already got that have either been remastered or re-released on later consoles. Just because I'm a collector and I just like having them. That's pretty much the simple answer I've got. This video could have been 10 seconds long and just summed it up like that, but there you go. Do you own duplicate copies of the same game? If so, why is that the case? Do you see a problem with that, and would you do it again? Let me know what you think, and just what your general thought is. If you could let me know in the comments, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day wherever you are, and take care. Bye for now.